Welcome back, Valley. Kicking off this week, we have a familiar figure here at Valley who sings, a short documentary on some reptiles, and Landon on the magic window to get you into the Halloween spirit. Don't leave your seats because VMS TV starts right now.
Lift me from the ground.
To kick off our show, we have a story on a passionate singer here at Valley, but you may be surprised by who it is. Chris, Tom, and Adam bring us this piece.
Today will be
Mr. O'Brien,
you know what, we won't even start a game.
a PE teacher here at Valley who started teaching very passionately.
When I was a senior in high school, after wrestling season my senior year, my coach asked me if I would coach the middle school team. And so I was 17 years old and I started coaching the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in Poway, and fell in love with coaching, and decided that the best way to be a coach would be to be a PE teacher too. I like the interaction with the kids. I like seeing the kids grow from, little twerps into young men and women. I think it's really a cool age.
Many PE teachers spend time working with this type of disc, but for Mr. O'Brien, he's also spent time working with this type of disc.
When I was in college, I was really into music, and I had some friends who decided that they were going to try and have a band. I said, I could do that, I could sing, and just tried it and ended up being pretty decent at it and had a lot of fun, so just kind of something I just kind of stuck with. And you can send me dead flowers every morning.
And things had finally started to work out in Mr. O'Brien's music career.
Getting paid and making money, and we opened up for some national acts and things like that. And so it started kind of being maybe this could become a job, maybe it could be something that I do for a long time. No, I won't forget to.
However, Mr. O'Brien did not decide to fulfill his career in music, but to help out students in need. For VMS TV, with photojournalist Adam Pomar and Tom Benton, I'm Christopher Barella.
Thanks, Chris, Tom, and Adam, for that piece on Mr. O'Brien. You definitely have talent, and thanks for sharing it with us. Let's turn to the weather. It continues to be warm in Southern California, but some parts of the USA are getting a preview of winter. Burke, what's the weather like this week?
Thanks, Michael. So as you guys can see, it's 81 today, and then it's going to be 71 up until the beginning of next week, mid-70s. And yeah, just good old-fashioned Southern California weather. But as Michael said, if you look at the national map, boom, right there, it's snowing. It's like 30 degrees in the middle of the United States. So like 30 degrees outside, record blizzards, it's crazy. I'll send it back to Michael at the desk.
Thanks for the weather, Burke. I can't wait to spend my week having fun in the sun. Next, we have a campus camera on what students here at Valley prefer. Our question this week is books versus movies. Let's roll the clip.
Would you rather read a book before a movie or vice versa, and why?
A book before a movie, so I know what happens. I don't read books, so I just go watch the movie.
I would rather read the book before the movie because books are better than movies. Would you rather read a book before a movie or vice versa, and why? I'd watch a movie and then go to sleep.
Read a book before a movie?
A book first because it has more detail.
Vice versa. I think the movie is more interesting. I prefer movies or books.
I'd pretty much watch the movie rather than read the book because in the movie you can actually see what happens.
I'd read a book before a movie because I want to see how different things are.
A couple weeks ago, a reptile expo was held at the San Diego County Fairgrounds in Del Mar. The event showcased creatures that are slithery, slimy, and scaly. Max Harris brings us this story.
In VMS TV, we're always on the lookout for unusual stories. And on this September Saturday in Del Mar, California, I think we hit the jackpot. I'm here at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, where there's a giant reptile expo with hundreds of reptiles, like anacondas, pythons, and even a sloth. Although Hollywood has given these scaly creatures a bad name, we found one individual who absolutely loves these out-of-the-ordinary pets.
I just choose reptiles because I think they're just very interesting creatures.
At the expo, we found people of all ages who have a fascination with these unusual creatures.
When people think of reptiles, they think of snakes, and snakes have a really bad stereotype of being venomous.
He's such a beautiful snake.
But I've handled so many snakes, and none of them have ever bit me or even opened their mouth, and they're actually really fun to handle and play with.
How popular are reptiles in America? Well, nearly 2 million households are filled with these exotic creatures.
Since I'm a snake owner, I know a lot about snakes, and snakes are good pets because they don't need much work. You only have to feed them like once a week. Depending on the species, they're very nice and they have a good personality.
If this expo looks interesting to you, they will be back in March. Reporting for VMS TV, I'm Max Harris with photojournalist Robbie Rains in Del Mar, California.
It's cool to see so many pet owners expressing their love for their scaly friends. Up next, we have Max live in the studio talking with Molly about something called Inktober. Max, what do you have for us?
Hey Valley, I'm here with Molly who participates in the Inktober Challenge. Inktober Challenge is basically where you do an ink drawing in the month of October. Molly, can you tell us a little bit about these rules?
So there are 2 rules, and the first one is that once you're done your drawing, you post it on social media and hashtag it Inktober, Inktober 2019. And the second one is to use ink, but you can also use paint or some artists do digital.
Wow, that's really cool. So I heard there are 3 different suggested ways to do Inktober. Can you tell me a bit about those 3 ways and which one you do?
Well, you can do it every day, every other day, or once a week, and I do the drawings every day.
That's really interesting. And for my final question, is there a theme for Inktober?
Yes, there's an official list, and then you can make up your own. And for example, a theme for today, today's one, the official one is snow.
Wow, that's really cool. If this looks interesting to you, just look up Inktober, and I'm going to send it back to Michael on the desk.
Thanks, Max and Molly, for that info. Switching topics, we have Landon at the Magic Window to tell us about some spooky places to go check out this Halloween season. Landon?
What's up, Valley? Today I bring you a few festivity items from Halloween events on the Magic Window. So here we have Knott's Scary Farm. Have you ever been to Knott's Berry Farm? Well, at Knott's Scary Farm, they have frightening rides and characters that will chase you and your friends around, definitely giving you the spooks and sending chills down your spine. If this unnerving spookiness is a little too much, you can always go to Scream Zone for a plan B. They also have rides, and it's family friendly, and it's closer to home. They also have haunted houses, costume competitions, and food trucks. It is a known fact that families and their kids like to go to the pumpkin patch to pick a pumpkin and carve it before Halloween. But we have lots of pumpkin patches locally in Carlsbad right here. For example, the one off Palomar Airport Road and the one off Cannon Road. These people are at a Halloween party. As you can see, they're dressed up in their Halloween costumes, hanging out with friends and family. Looks like loads of fun. To wrap up show number 3, I might as well give you the most eerie part of Halloween, a corn maze. That's right, we have our very own Halloween-themed corn maze right here in Carlsbad. Let's send it to Jacob for the details.
Who's laughing? Who is that out there? Hello? Hello? Who is that? Hello?
Ooh, that's spooky, and definitely the right place to go during Halloween. Thanks, Landon, for bringing us that piece. Well, that wraps up our show for you today, Valley. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye.